Yeah, but y'all down that's like PD hoes rise, and they rise again. From the front line to leading mates and friends. Oh, this is your season, time to take a stand. Hey, hero makers, legends spreading across the land.
Yeah, it's your roof from Tassie, bouncing like a kid at a Bunnings sausage sizzle on a Saturday morn. Season 3's lit, laptop lifestyle, that show Hero Makers. Season is born from AI funnels to social selling grit. Now it's hero making time. Strap in, this is it, yo. I've hopped Tokyo's back streets, cop the LA glow, bringing yarns from the road, mate. Watch the wisdom flow from the kitchen bench, hustle to the big global stage. We're handing you the keys, now it's time to turn the page.
A few heroes rise, and they rise again. From the front line to leading mates and friends. Oh, this is your season, time to take a stand. Hero makers, been spreading across the land.
I'm the pumped up platypus from Sunny Q, way more bounce than a kid who spotted the ice cream van. You see, two was he dad's mate, bringing boom source seed, helping legends step up, take the driver's seat. We're not just here to yab a raw, spin you a line. We're handing you the mic so your voice can shine. From Tassie to Tokyo, Goldie to Perth, hero makers worldwide, lifting leaders of worth. Jeff Rue's got the coffee double shot, mate, I'm wide. They platypus at the pool party, still floating our tide. Jeff from barbecues to boardrooms, we bring the yarns and the tools, helping legends lead strong and break all the rules.
See heroes rise, then they rise again. From the front line to leading mates and friends. And this is your season, time to take a stand. Hero makers, legends spreading across the land.
Grab your brew, your notepad, and your crew. It's the laptop lifestyle dad show. Hero Maker season, bringing heroes out of you. Patty the Roo, platypus bringing the tricks. Hero Makers podcast, your daily boom source fix.
Heroes rise, then they rise again. Hey, from the front line to leading mates and friends. Oh, this is your season, time to take a stand. Hey, hero makers, legends spreading across the land. Heroes rise, then they rise again. From the front line to leading mates and friends. Oh, this is your season, time to take a stand. Hey, hero makers, legends spreading across the land.
All right, here we go, guys. Hero makers spreading across the land. You gotta love that little AI music clip. Well, I've got a really awesome hero maker that I've had the privilege and the blessing to get to know pretty well over the last 3 months. And I'm going to bring up my guest here in a second to be able to just get to know him as much as I know him. And also to explore what the journey that we're on together. You may have saw an announcement the other day that I got promoted, if you will. It's just a title. But I got promoted to be the VP of Field Development for Finance Pro. So I want to bring up my new friend, CEO of Joshua Feltz here. And I just wanted to just spend a time here to, have a bit of an interview back and forth, like podcast style here, to get into understand what we're doing together here with Finance Pro. So Joshua, you are the visionary, you are the CEO behind this movement. And, I got to meet you in person when I went to Atlanta there the other month and been on this wild journey for the last 3 months together. And, mate, you are one of the hero makers that I definitely admire. I love your leadership style. I love the way that you just get into the trenches with us, but you're not staying down in the trenches. You're helping to pull people up. You're helping people to rise up. Joshua, guys, he's not just building a company here. We're building a movement together that gives people the tools, the vision, and the leadership to win, not just in business, but in life. So Joshua, let's get into it, mate. So when you look at Finance Pro today, what's the vision that drives you every morning to get out of bed and really set the task ahead with what we're accomplishing here?
Well, first, Jeff, excited to be here with you tonight. And, it has been an amazing journey. And the short time that we've got to spend together, begin to build together. And, I'll tell you the thing that really drives me these days more than anything. I think it's seeing the reality that God has created all of us for a life of abundance, for a life of purpose, and for a life of mission. And, early in my life, I really believed my mission was to be in the pulpit of churches effectively my entire life. That's what I saw generations and generations with my family. As soon as I was born, I literally went straight to the church. I was there 4 or 5 times a week, traveling with my family, whether it was my grandfather's church, my father traveling and speaking. I mean, it literally was just the life that I grew up in. And I'll tell you, what I found in the church and doing a lot of mission trips, and I came to this reality that was really difficult, was a lot of people are struggling right now. And we live in a society where I feel like the church has not done the greatest job in terms of equipping
Mhm.
when it comes to finances and really teaching people, because the schools sure as heck aren't teaching people about financial literacy. So now it's getting to this point that it's like, all right, we see that there's a massive problem. We believe that we're supposed to live life abundantly, but where is the disconnect? And,
Yeah.
Finance Pro was birthed in taking that, what has been disconnected, and being able to now connect that, where life abundantly is actually practical. It's not just
Mm.
some fantasy desirable place that maybe one day that we'll get. It's a very practical journey that starts from making a very strong decision of saying, I'm not okay with just what I have today. And, for me, I feel like that I was one of those people that said, like, if only I knew, I could go and change everything. You know what I mean? Like, just one of
Yeah.
those
That's the right tool.
a moment, like once it's exposed, all right, it's game over. I'm telling everybody. So
Yeah.
effectively, what I did was I've taken my life of ministry serving humans, and we upgraded that to beyond just serving them and inspiring them, teaching them how to believe, giving them the secrets of the kingdom, the reality of what's possible, really now marrying it with very practical solutions that anybody, regardless of how well educated you are or the lack thereof, whether you've been a professional or whether you've been a felon, it doesn't matter. We have something that is birthed to truly help impact people of every area and walk of life. And that's what's driving me right now. And I feel like I can really go off on this, but I feel like the world is in such a place of desperation. You
Yeah.
know, the Apostle Paul talked about, like, the earth is crying out in eager expectation for something to be revealed,
Mm.
right? And I feel like this is that moment of finding and revealing, and it's practical, and
Yeah.
it's powerful beyond just a message. And I feel like a lot of people are stuck in the message. And I
Yeah.
want to bring the message to life and experience the real source of it all.
Yeah, well, the kingdom of heaven, right? It's for here now on earth, not
Come
for
on.
when we get to heaven.
Yep.
And I totally get that. It's about breathing life into what was already, essentially revival. Bringing life into what was dead and bringing it
Yep.
back to life and giving it a sense of purpose. But not just that, giving it the right tools and the right platforms and the right stage to go and create that heaven here on earth.
Yep. I see it a
Mm.
lot, like, the movie The Field of Dreams.
Mm.
I for years prayed that somebody would do something that really can shift and change people's life financially, and it not be like a miraculous, just high level statistic situation. We know in every industry there are going to be certain people that excel, and the majority of the people are not, right?
Yeah.
It's in every industry you look at across the board. And
Yeah.
what my hope is that we can flip that upside down. Like, success should not be out of reach for anybody, especially when you have the right knowledge, you have the right tools, and you have the right systems. And I feel like that's really what we've been able to create for people, is getting the guesswork out, honestly, getting the hard work out, and just making it where now it's really simple. If you do this, then you get this. It's a very
Yeah.
practical outcome.
Yeah, like if you follow a recipe book, and everybody follows the same recipe, they're all going to make the same chocolate cake, and so it's definitely giving people the roadmap to simplify it all. So, how would you describe the bigger mission beyond the products, beyond the comp plans, and all of that jazz? What's the impact you want Finance Pro to have on families and communities worldwide?
Well, I believe this wholeheartedly, that a lot of people are praying for their situation to change, but I think there's a very strong disconnect here. Like, a lot of people are praying, but we also then have to face the reality. God is not a fairy godfather that's just going to
Yeah,
drop down and drop the money off. And at the same time, like, just hoping for it isn't going to get you anything unless you put feet to the mission. So
Yeah,
I
faith without works is dead.
100%. So what I see right now is the world is in a desperate place of change. Even people that have been living very comfortable right now are uncomfortable. But it's also the greatest opportunity that I've ever seen in society for something major to happen, right? Like the field is ripe for harvest. And I think that while so many people, it talks about they see dry bones. No, I see an army, right? They
Yeah,
see
yeah,
collapse of economies. No, I see an absolute rise and awakening like we've never seen before. So I'll
yeah,
tell you,
completely.
Finance Pro is giving that reality check and now making it possible. See, it's one thing to know it's a problem. It's another thing to be able to walk it out and solve it. And that's what we
Mm,
are. Like at the end of the day, like what's the bigger mission for Finance Pro? I've seen visions of us filling arenas and stadiums, but it's not just about having people there. It's about the actual transformation that's happening. It's the documentation beats conversation. We're not here to just have a company, right? There's a lot of other ways that I could make millions and millions of dollars without doing what I am doing today in this type of setting. But to me, it's bigger than personal gain. It's
yeah,
how do we go and take, we talked about it, like the disconnect. People are praying for a change, but they don't know how to do it. So, how do we take the lack, honestly, the situation, and really begin to plug in abundance to it? It's practical. So, our mission is now we can help someone that's super intelligent or someone that's read How to Be Successful for Dummies 101, at Books a Million or whatever, like any place of life. I truly believe we fundamentally made a way that anybody can win. And
I
the
love
thing
it.
that really, I think, pushes me more than anything, there's no path of loss on the
Mm,
side of what we're doing. And that's very uncommon when you think about building any type of entrepreneurial journey. Usually there's always a lot of risk
yeah,
involved in any financial equation. There's always the risk assessment, right? What's my risk? What's my reward? With Finance Pro, like we've made the risk section where it's literally more risky not to be a part of it because of what can come from it than staying on the outside of it. So that's what excites me, man. We have something
yeah,
that the world needs. And I'll tell you, we're on a path that no industry can contain us alone, right? Like while we are stepping into the world of online marketing, I'm looking at this just like Amazon. Amazon has an affiliate company.
yeah,
Nike has an affiliate division. Like you look at all of these mega companies, people are now becoming aware that they need to make more money. They need to have more sources of income, but most people don't know how or what to do. And we
yeah.
are that for the world. Where everything is headed with the world financially, technology, social media, like we're really going to be driving that in a very, very powerful way.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. And look, you've only got to look at the nature of the beast in the marketing arena. I've been in this game since 2010, so I've seen the Google SEO engines and the Facebook advertising and all of that. I Big businesses in Asia right now, they're pulling money away from pay-per-click advertising, and they're investing that now into what we call influencer marketing. And this is where I believe is the future of online marketing space is people like myself and my friend Trish and Robin and all those watching along line, Zach and here. We have the opportunity here to really go build an awesome personal brand
Yeah.
and be an affiliate for XYZ company and go and leverage that influence. Now the conversation we're having here is leadership.
Yeah.
Leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less, as John Maxwell keeps saying, in this space. So I want to unpack that just a little bit with you. So how do you see leadership multiplying with Inside Finance Pro, where leaders get the ability to create other leaders and we get to lock arms and run the race well together?
I'll tell you the biggest word that comes to my mind is authenticity.
Mm,
I find in so many of these circles that usually what is being taught outside of sales tactics, et cetera, but what is being taught is usually not very authentic. It's very hype driven.
yeah,
Honestly, in a lot of places, it's very manipulative, and for me, I think what really sets this apart is like we're really here to build people. while there is a business attached to it, like I want to help people grow where they can become more emotionally mature, they can become
Mm.
more financially successful, they can now have a better outlook and mental place on the way that their subconscious brain works. Like to me, this is more than just, hey, come make money. Right? The athletic world has showed us come make money isn't good enough because several years later, 50% of them don't have any money anymore.
Well, look
Right?
at all the rock stars in the world and the celebrities. Like, they're not happy either.
And some of them are, many of them are not.
Mm.
So there is this reality that when it comes to money, does money create happiness? Not in itself, but having money usually leads to more happier experiences if
Yeah.
we're really being
Has
honest.
wider impact.
You know
Wider
what I mean?
impact.
From what you eat, what you do, where you go, all of the medical, help that you get if you need that, like you name it, finances is the tool that moves society. And, from a leadership standpoint, I just want to teach people how to be sound and how to have a
Mm.
foundation, because when you have a strong foundation, anything can be built upon it. And I'll tell you, one of the things that God's really pushed me to do more than anything is, for a while in business, like, I don't want to say I was shy about my faith, because I've never been shy about my faith, but I didn't so much like preach, honestly, in the business circle, like real biblical principles and calling it out verse by verse, whatever,
Mm.
or going into a conference room and praying in the middle of the meeting, like whatever. But now, like, God's really opened the door for me. And what I heard from him more than anything is like, do you not think that I am the one that's pushing all of this? Like, do you not believe that I am the one that sets this fire ablaze beyond your skill, beyond your passion? It is me that drives the fire. It is me that can explode the momentum. And when you see the reality that you're like, you know what, Lord, like this is yours. It's not about me. And I think that's the
It's stewardship.
craziest thing about this. Like being in a situation where, like, for the CEO, I'm like, yo, this isn't about me. This is about me being able to serve people. And what Jesus, I think, taught us more than anything is leadership is about servanthood. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's one of the biggest keys missing from a lot of these circles too, is a lot of people come in and when they think of leadership, they're thinking about people serving them, people doing stuff for them. And it's the very opposite. It's Jesus getting on the ground and saying, no, like you can't be my disciple unless I wash your feet. It's a very backwards reality when you think about it. Like I like to talk about it as like the upside down kingdom. What we would think isn't practical, it is the practicality that makes the beauty. And that
Love
to
that.
me is what this is about. Like, look, if some people are just looking at Finance Pro, or, maybe they join the company just about money, cool, that's fine. But I hope to God, more than money, you find purpose. I hope you find something that brings you to life. And that's my message to everybody that's in the company already and the millions of people that are going to be coming on the way to being a part of Finance Pro. Like, this is mission. This is revival. This is bringing life where there has been a lack of life financially. This is bringing purpose where there has been depression, anxiety. One of the guys at the Houston meeting that I did, he came up to me and he's looking at me with tears in his eyes. And he said, I've started to sing in the shower again. Like, you don't understand what you've done.
Ice pack.
You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
life. And
Yeah.
that's what this is about. Yes, we're all going to be on a journey. No, as great as Finance Pro, no, we're not going to be perfect. Yes, we're going to have things we work through, but that's reality of anything. Look at
Yeah.
Facebook, look at Instagram, look at Google, look at Amazon. When you actually study the track record, if you've been a user of that, you will see the just evolution that happens. But it's so amazing, the foundation that we're starting at and where we're at right now as a 3-year-old company.
Oh, well, even just in the 3 months I've been with you, I'm blown away with what we've been able to achieve and the traction that we're already starting to get. But
Yeah.
more importantly, why I've chosen to lock arms and run with you is this.
Yeah.
And I hope you guys are seeing it as well. Like, Joshua is just one of the most authentic leaders I've ever come across. But the fact that you're faith filled, and this is not about the greed of it all. It's not even about the business of it all. It's about the mission of it all.
Yeah.
And that is why I've said yes to locking arms, and that's why I've said yes to accepting the role of VP of Field Development, because I know that I can help shape the narrative here and the community here and build this together.
Come on.
This is part of that mission matters most conversation, and this is what the world needs. The world is starving for connection. The world is starving for love. The world is starving for truth. but it's what it's starving for more than most meaning is community. You
Yeah.
know, with AI and the rise of the way it is, you know, knowledge itself is going to become worthless. You know, and people can go and get on ChatGPT now and go and research just about X, Y, Z. And you don't have to pay for that. You can get it for free. But what you are going to need to support and build with is community, is tribe who are running the same race with leadership like Joshua, who is about there, you know, helping to carve the pathway out and disrupt the industry. You know, and I want to talk to a bit about that just quickly here. So, you know, what excites you most about the timing right now in the marketplace, Josh? And you know, what excites well, I suppose, what's the difference between, you know, everything else out there in the online marketing and make money online arena, you know, to what we're doing with Finance Pro? What makes it different, and what excites you about the timing in the marketplace right now?
Several factors, right? Number one, on a global scale, I love studying numbers, right? It's global macro, understanding how the economics of the world push money and shape society beyond belief from a practical level, right?
Mm,
I believe right now there is a massive shift that's happening. There's awareness that's going on around the world right now where people are starting to wake up. And some people might not truly understand the magnitude of what that actually means, but there's an awakening that's happening right now where people are just starting to say something's off. I know there's more. Like, I know that I wasn't made just to do this, just to be doing this. Like, it's truly, like, I believe that inside every person there's a divine pitchfork. And when real tune comes into play, or just you being in a place that you're hearing God, you're like, wait a minute. And even people that don't think they're hearing God, they don't understand that's being influenced by
mm,
that. That is being made aware. So for me, it's several factors. One, understanding that society is shifting right now. But in any shift, it can get extremely messy if there is not a organized, powerful path through it.
yeah.
Right? Like, you think about the Titanic, like, you knew the ship was going to sink. There's only so many boats, but people are going absolutely mad. So I'm
Mm,
kind of looking at like what's happening right now. I believe there's this line being drawn in the sand, and it's actually already done. People are just starting to see what it says, but it's the sides of those that have and the other side of those that have not. And we are
mm,
being pushed into a place. The world is pushing up with price all around us, from the cost of living, just our expenses. They're not going down, they're going up, even when people are trying to eliminate expenses, right? So
mm.
I'm seeing for us, like, what are we doing that's so different? Guys, I'm not narcissistic enough to be like, oh, we're the only solution to make money online.
Of
Right?
course not.
There's other stuff that people can be doing that's working well, but for the majority, statistically, most of these things are not working the way that people desire them to work. And I think what
Mm,
we've done at Finance Pro, like what we have with wireless, everybody has a cell phone. Now we're turning this into income, not a business on the phone, but a business because you have a phone. Game
I love
changer, right?
that. Yeah.
Like, we're taking things that people are already paying for, we're giving them better value, or at the least the same value for less than they're currently spending. Then on top of that, the opportunity to make income, right? So I think what this is it's like one of those things that the freedom that we're looking for is not even maybe somewhere else. It's right in front of us. We just haven't learned how to utilize what's in front of us the right way. Like, this is called
Mm.
a smartphone. Don't you think the smartest thing you think it could do is make you money? You know what I mean?
Brilliant.
On connectivity. No, this is a financial machine. And now imagine everybody you know here in the US, that is, that has cell phones. Now it's an income. We're turning the
Mhm.
TV space into income, healthcare into income. You don't need a license. You don't need to be a specialist. You don't need to have a degree. You don't have to have a 3.0 or higher GPA. You just got to have something inside of you that says, I was worth more than I'm currently experiencing, and I'm ready to step into the divine abundance that I was made for. My destiny is calling, and I'm tired of being on the wrong side of it. You know, that I think when you're talking about like what excites me, it's this. This is what has my heart set ablaze right now. I feel God doing something so massive, and quite frankly, hardly anybody
Amen.
knows what's about to happen yet. But I'm telling you, something magical is. But it's not like the old past revivals, and historically looking in church history, that it's just in the building. What I see
No,
more than anything is it going everywhere into all the
already
world.
out. I'll
Every
fire.
household needs more income. You look at the places that are unbanked, right? Look what we're doing with our Freedom Pro card. We're taking what has been a world of unknown how to utilize with cryptocurrency. And now we have our own Freedom Pro debit card where people can seamlessly take crypto and make it spendable via cash and have all of it in your control. So I mean, when you look at what we're doing, it's unlike anything that's ever been done at the capacity of how it's being done. And this is the part that people really don't understand. And I'm so glad this is being recorded right now. We're just getting started.
Yes, baby. On August 28th, 2025, we are just getting started.
Come
And
on.
I can't wait to reshare this back in, say, 3-5 years' time for prosperity, and just to show people where we began from
Yeah.
and, like where we're heading. And I want to talk a little bit about that now without giving away too much, because we've got a lot going around in the background, a lot of very exciting stuff. But without giving away too much too early, what can our community that's watching here now be excited about over the next 6 to 12 months on our journey together?
Oh man, 6 to 12 months. The next 60 to 120 days are going to be absolutely
Come
radical.
on, let's go.
And beyond radical, I mean magical. This is going to be something where someone's life went from feeling just mundane, average, okay, to living life in a way that you feel fired up every day. From practicality, some of the additional solutions that we're bringing to Finance Pro, it's game changing. We have just set the stage, and I'll say this, even though it's online, we've tipped a few of our cards where people think they know the direction that we're going. And it's going to be a mind-blowing moment when people actually see the direction that we're going to be doing at the capacity of what we're doing. And, like what we're doing with NASCAR, like we're just doing things different. This is my 3rd year as a NASCAR partner with Finance Pro. We've had just our Finance Pro car that has been seen the last 3 years. And we're doing, coming up this weekend, actually, on the 30th in Portland, Oregon, we have our Freedom Pro car.
Here it is, yeah.
Like our Freedom Pro car is driving our Freedom Pro card. It's exciting when you see what we're doing. And, when it comes to people knowing that they're a part of something big, you don't get in NASCAR as a small company.
Mm.
Some of the
No,
biggest,
you got to come through a lot of hoops to get
business
there, right?
people that I've met have been out at the NASCAR arena and settings, and it's very strong. They do a lot of due diligence about any of the companies that they allow to even be a sponsor and be involved with the sport. And, for us, we just want to give the world a different approach. Like you have a company that like you get to go tell people, hey, we're going to be on TV this weekend. Watch my car, watch what I have racing around the track at 200 miles per hour. Now you're going to see why I'm going so fast in life and I'm so excited. You know what I mean? Like it's opening up a different level. Like I think about it, the first NASCAR race I ever went to, my company was the sponsor of, and I'm on pit road. They're singing the national anthem. I have chills all over my body. And it's like, this is crazy, just what God is doing. And I'll say this, is I believe, the Bible talks about it's the glory of the king to really master their craft, right? There's a lot of glory in becoming a master at what you do. And the better that you do it, the more people it impacts. But I'll tell you, man, the thing that really is driving me is beyond the wisdom that God's given me, beyond the doors that he's opened. I have to say, like, as smart as I am and as good as I am in business, this is a God thing. God's doing stuff that like I can't even take credit for. And I think that's what excites me too as a CEO, because if that's happening from an executive level, imagine how that's going to be able to happen in the field. See, where most companies fail to truly grow people is the top is not actually growing. The top is not really being led by
the law of the lid, right? The law of the lid.
You know what I mean? So now, instead of us trying to put cap on people, put a lid on somebody, we're saying, hey, no, we're rising up. And it's crazy. One of the things we were talking a few nights ago, and one of the things that I felt like I really heard in my spirit very strong is if you're in the gap, you can't pull people out of the gap. You get stuck there too. It's like two people trying to save people in a pool. Someone's drowning. A lot of times they talk about how dangerous it is for a person to try to save someone that's drowning.
Yeah,
right?
because
So what I want
they're
to do
scrambling around and trying to
is
push you
I want
down.
to help people have foundation. So when they're reaching down to bring people up, they're not swimming, they're on solid ground. So now you can actually pull people up to a place of a foundation, something that's solid because you're standing there. It's the reality that you can't give what you don't have. Same conversation I had with my dad years ago when it comes to money. I'm like, Dad, we want to teach people about abundance, but we don't have abundance, right? We want to tell people this, but we don't have this, right? So now you get to this reality that you're like, all right, if he said that I'll give you more than you could ever think, ask, or imagine, why would we not set the stage really high?
Yeah, come on.
Right. And at this point, now beyond just saying, okay, this is what I'm destined for, this is what I'm called for, this is where I'm supposed to be, and my purpose is leading me, we're now getting on the path that can actually take us there. And I think that's what's happening right now. A lot of people, just like if I look at it in like a picture in my mind, I just see people like being pushed around by the wind. And right now, there's just direct intensity and focus that's coming in where people are now getting a blueprint to lead them. And I think that's what's about to happen in the world. You could say that is a prophetic word if you want to, but what I will tell you wholeheartedly is I see what has felt like a lot. If you think about just a focus scale, like the mind has been troubled, the heart has felt heavy. I
Yeah.
just see like real direction coming to all the people that are plugged into what we're doing. But beyond what we're doing, God is good and he does this for anybody. I really feel like there's direction that's being led into people's life right now. We're going to
I just
really be a significant part of,
dream
that
bigger.
dream
Yeah.
bigger. Let's
Yeah,
go.
dream bigger. And that's what it gives us. When we get the right tools and the right abundance, we get to dream bigger.
Come on.
And we get to play a bigger game. So this is what I'm always been about is how do we lift up people from stop playing small games and give them the tools, give them the purpose, give them direction, give them the leadership to go
Yep.
dream bigger and play bigger games.
Yep.
And I'm very, very grateful to be on this journey with you. As I said, we're only
Mhm.
just getting started. And can't wait to, actually come shake hands with you and give you a great big hug very, very soon. I know I'm going to be in Miami coming up in December. I'll probably be over in US, probably coming sooner by the sound of it. And there's some big plays being moved.
Come
So,
on.
Josh, I'm my flag's planted. I'm all in. As VP of Field Development, mate. Let's go. And I just really want to thank you. Take this time and thank you publicly. And just really take the time here to acknowledge the weight that is on your shoulders. My friend Jim Quick says, with great responsibility comes great power, but with great power comes great responsibility.
Yes.
And so I do see that responsibility and that weight on your shoulders, mate, but I know that you're not walking alone.
Come
And
on.
it's almost like Moses with his staff, right? He needed Aaron and he needed Joshua on the other side of it to be able to lift up the staff. And mate, I'm privileged and blessed to be able to help you to carry that staff
Come
and
on,
to
man.
carry that weight. And it's going to be a wild ride, guys. Watch this journey. And like, I just want to re-acknowledge too, like, I can do this, right? High school dropout. You're not a certificate to my name. Dyslexic, can't spell to save my life. And, ADHD and all the excuses that used to hold me back. And if I can get to this pinnacle, you can too. And I know with the right community and the right leadership and the right tools and the right, faith-filled exercise behind it and God in amongst it, behind it, over it, in it, and everything in between, this is where we get to really bring people to life and step up and play bigger games. So if you're watching this and you're curious to what's going on here in this space with Finance Pro with myself and Josh, and you're not a part of the community already, well, I'm going to put out a selfish plug. Reach out, let's have a chat, and we can explore to see if this is a fit for you. But this is what, Finance Pro, I'm going to say it here now. In the next 2 to 3 years, even 5 years, whatever it takes, I know that we're going to become a household name. It's going to be recognized with Nike. It's going to be recognized with Facebook. It's going to be recognized with some of the top Fortune 500 companies around the world. Finance Pro will be there. And I would say it's going to be there in the next 2 years maximum.
I agree.
And so if you're not here with us now, you need to be. And if you're not and you're sitting on the fence, that's okay. We're still going to be here. We're not going anywhere for you, and the right time is the right time for you. So if you're watching this, don't just be a spectator. This is your time to step in, plug in, rise up, and be part of what Joshua and Finance Pro team doing here and what we're building. And let's go build it together, because we can't do it without you, but we can go a lot further together. Yeah.
Come on.
So thank you
Well,
very much for your time, mate. And I know we could probably talk a lot and unpack a lot more here,
okay.
but we've run out of time. So is there anything that you want to say before we just close out?
Well, first, I want to give the respect and flowers back to you. I think everybody that sees you, that knows you, it's really special, having you a part of the team as well. And I just want to say thank you for who you are, the way that you serve people. That's what set you out to me more than anything, was your heart and servant heart for the people, and just seeing the calling on your life. And I think it's amazing that we have a platform where visionaries can come and fit their vision within our vision. And I believe that the days of being disconnected, or the days of being alone, are coming to an end, where people are finally getting the power that they need. It's like a power cord, right? If you don't plug it into the power, it's laying there. The power's there. The charge is ready. You just got to plug in. And I think that's what we're helping people do right now, is turn the power on in a big way.
So you just confirmed a prophetic word for me.
Wow.
That's why I'm laughing. So when I came to faith about 11 years ago, and I'm on this journey, my friend Tim O'Neill, who's our senior pastor and all of that, and he said, like the Holy Spirit, he basically described the Holy Spirit, and it's like people get plugged into a supernatural source, and when you're plugged into that source, the Holy Spirit being the source, that's when the supernatural gifting, the supernatural, charge up, if you will, where things go next level. And coming to Atlanta and meeting you in person, and there was some serious things that happened, and our interaction there in Atlanta was definitely part of it. And also, unfortunately, losing my mentor Malcolm Jamal Warner and all that sort of thing was part of this conversation too. It's like I feel like that just in this last 3 months, I've been plugged in to the socket, if you will. And this is where powerful past powerful equals bloody powerful, and we're got God in the middle of it all, and we're going to rock and roll. So thank you.
That. I love it. Well, listen, it's an amazing time to do something legendary in history, and we can either be the part that watches, or we can be the people that lead the way. And I think the world is looking for people that they can truly lean on, that they can follow. And there's a lot of nonsense on social media that I think we could give somebody a lot better experience in life following what we're doing in comparison. All right. So, Jeff, thank you so much again. And for everybody watching, we just want to just bless you. And in your journey, wherever you are right now, I'm just thankful that God is there with you, and he's leading you where you need to go. And one of the things that he always does is he's faithful to complete the work that he started. And if it's not done yet, if you're not where you want to be, understand that you're just a work in progress like all of us. And if you want to be a part of a really beautiful community that's working this thing out together, we would love to have you a part of the Finance Pro community and solve the problem of money so we can get to the more beautiful parts of life.
Yeah, let's go. And if this has been shared out with one of your friends and family right now, please make sure that you reach out to them to acknowledge what that is and to get their referral link, because I'm all about, supporting others to win, and definitely want to make sure that we do. But if you're hearing this for the first time and you want to chat with me, great. Let's have a conversation. Let's unpack that. So, Josh, thanks very much for your time. Stay caffeinated, stay legendary, and we'll see you on the next one.
Let's go.